Hey everyone, welcome back. Stacker here. In today's numismatic news and information for the 23rd day of May 2023, I'm going to take you over to JM Bullion so we can look at those live spot prices, the availability on those American Silver Eagles from 2023, as well as the premiums for those American Silver Eagles. And I think you'll be happy once you see the premiums because they are coming down. But before all that, huge shout out and a big thank you to all of our channel members. Really appreciate all y'all. Now, over here to JM Bullion. Looks like gold is down 12.44 to 1971.62. Silver down 38 cents to 23.47. Platinum down $8.03 to 1078.96. And palladium down 20.70 to 15.25. Now, you're looking at an in-stock American Silver Eagle. And check this out. The premiums, you're looking at $21.07. Remember, we were almost up to $25 premium there. So they've come down substantially here in the last 2 weeks. So that's good news. Now, over here to the coin community family. Okay, this is coincommunity.com. And there's a gentleman named Mike Diamond who has figured it all out here. And he is also the person, I believe, who works for Coin Week. And we'll get to that in a second. Now, this here is a thread that started, I believe, on February 24, 2023. It says great stuff by NY Islander. 2023 penny extra V error. Okay, there it is. So there's the error we're talking about, and there's the VDB, okay, the initials under the right shoulder of Lincoln. But it looks like, and it's placed a little bit further than what the regular initials are, another additional V. Okay, so there it is. Now, there's some markers that come along with this, like this here. That's going to be on the forehead of Lincoln when you see this. Now, this is from Gorham. Here's a half VDBV purchased from OP. Thanks again. Noticed on both examples there's a die chip on his head and then an arrow in red pointing to it. Add an image on the VDBV. Yeah, the image on the VDBV could be better, but I'm sure we know what we're all looking at by now. And that was on 2/27, so late February. There's the image right there. Bam! There's that. And there is the extra V that everybody is talking about. So there's the VDB and the additional V. I'll show you. There's probably been some more found, and you're probably wondering where you can find these. Yeah, that's right. So here's Mike Diamond, pillar of the community, okay? It says, I've received 3 examples of this extra V set. The V is in Q's and definitely not a drop letter of any or at any kind of repetitive strike-through error. It appears on too many coins and shows obvious metal flow, indicating this is a feature on the die's face. All right, as the photos show, the extra V is smaller and narrower than the normal V. I can't tell if it's shallower. The right arm of the V is slightly irregular. There's a tiny horizontal die scratch on all 3 cents running through Lincoln's hair, and the lies onto the left of Lincoln's earlobe. All right, all 3 specimens were therefore struck by the same die pair. A larger sample would be required to determine whether this extra V is restricted to a single obverse die. It would be useful to find an early die state that shows little to no or no metal flow so we can determine that extra letter was present at installation. There you go. Now it says here right now, this does seem to be a misplaced designer's initial. It might be an act of a creative vandalism. I think that's what Mike has ultimately said. Creative vandalism performed by an employee on a single working hub. It could also be a mistake generated by a software controlling a computer-aided design. That's CAD software program or software controlling or an engraving tool or laser under computer numerical control, CNC. He did mention that as well. I'll show you that article here in a second. You can find that on eBay. It's possible the Mint was doing minor tinkering with the design and software glitch or human error introduced an errant letter. But right now, I see no other signs of tinkering. I will keep working on this over the next couple of days, so this isn't my final take on this phenomenon. Now, if we go over to the eBay here, this is from Collectors Clearinghouse, all right, errors in coin varieties. And we have here 2023 cent has VDBV as the designer's initials. Extra letter on 2023 cent may indicate a clandestinely modified working hub, and that's by Mike Diamond right there. All right, and it says on February 18 of this year, Dave Santiago posted an image and description of a 2023 Lincoln set with an apparent letter V located to the right of the designer's initials. That's the VDB. The extra letter is correctly oriented and lines up perfectly with the normal letters. Okay, and you can see a topic there, the link anyway. Santiago recovered approximately 75 examples while searching 32 rolls of uncirculated 2023 cents, a total of 1,600 cents. He sent me 3 examples to examine. Like the normal V, the extra letter is in Q's, however, it is smaller, narrower, and more sharply defined. It's probably also shallower, but I can't tell for sure. All coins carrying the extraneous V share a common die marker, a tiny die chip and a die crack on Lincoln's forehead. Okay, you've seen that. I showed it to you. You know what to look for. This proves the coins were struck by a single obverse die. There you go. That's his final conclusion. Single obverse die. All right. I rejected a die chip and die crack on Lincoln's forehead. This proves the coins were struck on a single obverse die. There you go. I rejected the idea this could be a repetitive struck through error from a piece of debris to the die face, such as, here we go, to the top, bent fragment from a thin wire. But repetitive strike-through errors tend to change shape and deteriorate over time. This letter is invariant. Furthermore, the placement of a strike-through error would be random. There you go, absolutely. The position of the V right next to the normal designer's initials at the base of Lincoln's bust is unlikely to be an accident. Therefore, it was put there on purpose. That's right. The unchanging nature of the letter within such a large sample is consistent with the raised feature of the die face. Additionally, the extra letter shows the same amount of smearing due to die deterioration as the normal letters. This indicates that it was present at installation. He said that before in the other on the coin community. Since a feature of the die face was raised, it cannot represent a modification to the working die. It would have to trace back to a modified hub into which an extra letter was carved or punched. There it is. That's your answer. We have it right there. Perhaps the Mint was attempting to fabricate a new master hub or modify the existing master hub. A software bug, mistyped command, or other human error might have caused a computer to numerically, let me go back over here to the right and to the top, controlled, that's a CNC milling machine, to produce a misplaced letter. The Mint, having noticed a tiny flaw in the hub, may have repurposed it as a working hub and used it to create at least one working die. This seems unlikely given the Mint's emphasis on quality control. Also, the rest of the design seems unchanged from the previous year. Finally, the right arm of the V is slightly irregular, which is inconsistent with CNC engraving. Okay, here it comes. I suspect the extra letter was intentionally punched into or carved into a working hub by a mischievous Mint employee, perhaps one whose name starts with a V. Victor, Vince, you never know, Victoria. Similar clandestine modifications to working hubs and dies are known from Mexico. Collectors Clearinghouse, May 18, 2020. Perhaps the extra letter was noticed during or after the completion of the first press run linked to a die fabricated with a modified working hub. At that point, both the hub and the die would have been scrapped. Going forward, we need to see how many additional examples turn up and if additional working dies can be identified. Earlier die states would also help to confirm the letter's presence at installation. Now, question at the very back here of the article, will the 2023 VDBV sent Santiago's preferred label, that's cool, we got to name that, really cool, reach the iconic status of the 1909 Lincoln VDB cent? Only time will tell. Awesome article. Thank you, Mr. Mike Diamond. Let's go here to eBay. All right, and I've got here 2023 VDBV. And I've got over here the shipping to, okay, and that's exactly, well, upstate New York, folks. A lot of these are being found in upstate New York, Albany, Schenectady, Buffalo, Binghamton, and all points in between. So if you're in upstate New York, you may have a really awesome opportunity to check this out in person. Now, another one I wanted to show here. It says here only, now we did read this article. It said about 75 is what Mr. Santiago had found. But if we go here, it says only 250 to 300 are known to be found in BU State. So they're being found other than by Mr. Santiago. So they are out there, and people have had since late February to go ahead and talk about this. And let's face it, it's only about a month ago since everybody started talking about this on YouTube, and maybe about 3 weeks ago that it really started ramping up. And here we are today, May 23, and we are talking about this. So that's huge. Now, want to show you another photograph here. Bam! This is 2023 Extra V, 1 cent MS State. This has been graded by NGC, folks. All right? Big deal. Very big deal. And so let's get over to, let me see if I can open that in a new tab. Yeah, you can kind of see it there, VDB with the extra V. Yeah, not so much. But let's go here to NGC. And we're going to look at there it is, the 2023 with extra V. Total of 5 in a mid-state red have been graded. And let's see what those grades are. Okay, look at that. So there's 3 of them in a mid-state 67 and 2 of them in a mid-state 68. Now, let's see here. I think we saw mid-state 68 over here. Yep, there we are. And they are asking $30,000 with almost $10 shipping. I don't know what's up with the shipping cost, but whatever. That's okay. But that's incredible, folks. A $30,000 payday. And they've already sent it to NGC. And NGC's already put, well, that extra V on their label. It's interesting they didn't go to Annex or some other third-party verifier, and it's amazing that actually NGC would grade this so quickly, this error so quickly, without having any kind of, well, it's typically not their behavior to do that, I would think. Now, let's head over here to the plus ones. Got some really good stuff for you today. Bam! This is Proverbs 29:4. Through justice, a king establishes a land, but a man of graft tears it down. Yikes, graft, grifter. Now, basically, I think that means is that a leader who's corrupt or takes bribes is going to destroy his country and the economy of that country because he's a grifter. Yeah, that sucks. Now over here to 99.9 KOIN Coin News Radio. This is the Wallflowers, One Headlight. Love this song. Good stuff. And if you haven't heard it before, it's a catchy tune, good stuff. And it says, this is off the Bringing Down the Horse album. So there it is. I want to thank you all for watching. Thanks for dropping by. Don't forget to hit that like button. And if you do like what you hear and see, please subscribe to the channel. It's free. Stacker out.